This will be a short video about a bird's eye plotline structure. It's a checklist for a mystery or suspense novel that I have put together. I'm certainly not an expert on writing, but after writing 12 novels, I have learned a thing or two. This is really the checklist and diagram that I wish I had 12 books ago. That's my purpose here. This template is geared for a mystery suspense novel, as those books require a minimum of 2 plot twists. I have used a picture of a cactus to illustrate how the plot line will have 3 firm directions, 2 of which will be dead ends, and 1 will lead to a resolution. The dead ends will be the plot twists. The first arm of the cactus is the first dead end, where you will lead the clues and the storyline in the beginning of the book. Maybe a wrong suspect, maybe a lie that has been told that will be revealed later. Then after the first twist, the story will go into another direction, which will be further on in the story, but also turn out to be another dead end. And of course, there will be another plot twist. The final revelation and/or plot twist will lead to the real plot line, and then the story will go into the climax and final resolution. I have a 4-part novel structure laid out here, and the parts are separate as it's important to know exactly what should be happening in each part of the story. This format will give you, especially if you are a new writer, some leeway as to where to put the items needed in your story. Looking at part 1, the first section will be the hook. The hook is what you will use to hook the reader into the story. Sometimes it will be a murder, a crime, or some other suspicious clue. If it's more of a psychological thriller, it may be an oddity or something the main character is doing that will trigger the reader's curiosity. Now, Stephen King and Nora Roberts can write a prologue and wander around aimlessly all they want in the beginning of a book, and it wouldn't affect their book sales one iota. But if you are a new author, you have about 4 paragraphs to hook the reader. Otherwise, they will go to Amazon and buy a King or Roberts novel. So you definitely need a hook. The second item is introducing the main character. Readers want to know who the story is about. They want to know who is telling the story, so you may want to reveal who the narrator is if you have one. The main character should have a character arc. You need to show where this main character is starting from. So if he or she is impatient or a workaholic, you want to set them in that environment and let the reader see this. Next, you want to have an inciting incident. This is something that happens where a reluctant main character who doesn't really want to be bothered going off into a suspense journey has to agree to do it. This has to do with setting up the stakes in the book. What is on the line for the main character if he doesn't get involved? This will add pressure to move forward. Part 1 makes up about 25% of the book. You have that amount of time and space to lay out the 3 items we just talked about. Now we go to part 2. The plot needs to thicken starting in part 2. What happens that will thicken the plot line? What happens that will make the stakes higher? What kind of pressure can you put on the main character as he or she proceeds into the story mystery? In part 2, you will also need to begin to show the first signs that the main character is being changed by this drama. He or she will need to admit to a personal fear or shortcoming. But in this early stage, they will find a way around this fear to proceed forward. Parts 1 and 2 are also about dropping single clues that the reader will use to connect the dots. The reader will want to solve the mystery, and the clues are what will keep them enrolled in the story. Part 2 is also about 25% of the book. So you will have that amount of time to drop these clues that seem to go to someone or some conclusion. However, by the end of part 2, this will be revealed as a dead end. This could be the revelation of a big clue pointing somewhere else, or even a revelation of a lie that has been told. The middle of the story should end on this big plot twist. Now we go to part 3. After the first dead end is revealed, it should be followed with the main character recalculating and heading in another direction. He or she has confidence that with this new truth, he knows what happened and just needs to set up the big reveal or the big catch. More clues drop in this section, seemingly confirming this new direction. However, a big lie is revealed or another big clue comes out of left field. This stops the main character in his tracks, and he is now feeling beaten or fooled or even hopeless. During this time, something comes to him. It could be another clue, or he has a sudden epiphany, or maybe something foreshadowed in the beginning of the story takes on new meaning. This now puts him on the right track. However, he will have to confront his inner fear to make the solution happen. This revelation and/or epiphany ends part 3 and is part of the setup for the climax that will take place in the next section. Part 4. This is where the climax of the story will take place. It's important to focus everything on this scene. Think about what action needs to happen and how the location, weather, atmosphere, witnesses, or the five senses can enhance the scene. What actions need to happen? What emotions will take place? You want this scene to be rich and full. Once the mystery is solved or the culprit is caught, whatever is entailed in your particular story, be sure to do a quick review. There are many different readers. Some readers will read the book over a week or two just because they are busy with life and work. Other readers may read the book in 1 or 2 sittings. For those readers who may have missed something, I believe it's a good idea to give a quick review of the whole plot line. This will fill in anything the busy readers missed and allow them to understand the whole plot line in a nutshell. However, it should be short enough and clever enough not to bore the avid readers who are seasoned mystery readers and are on your every word. The final scene should show the full and complete character arc of the main characters. How has this drama affected them? How are they different now? Let the reader know what the new normal looks like. Let the reader know all is well. If this is a book in a series, you want to acknowledge that this case or this drama itself is over, but the story of the characters continue. You can pause the video and copy down the information we just went over, or you can click on the link in the description box below and get the 3-page template with all the explanations. If you enjoyed the video or if you learned anything, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.